Now, I know what you're thinking. This is probably some other urban legend or just another story. Well, I'm sad to tell you that this is anything but just another story. I honestly wish that's what it was. I remember going out to Falcon Lake near my house with my family, including my 2 dogs, Frida and Gigi. I was 14 at the time, and there was a full blackout in town. It being winter, of course everyone was cold, so it was obvious why it happened. Needless to say, my family didn't want to be bored at home, so we decided to go to the lake. It was fun. We would just run by the edge of the water, trying our hand at rock skipping. Everything was at peace. We were all having so much fun. My dad decided to pull an all-nighter there, not really caring if the power came back on or not. My dad bought some food and drinks at a gas station not too far from where we were, as well as some lighters. It was sunset, so he knew we would have to start a fire soon, so we were not stuck in total darkness. Luckily, he had a machete he kept in a large toolbox in his truck, and my mom and I, being the braver ones, went out to cut down a few branches. We each took turns cutting down some of the larger ones we knew would last us all night, and in the end, we ended up with plenty of wood, and quite a few splinters stuck in our hands. My sisters cleaned out a spot they figured would be absolutely perfect to place the fire in, and made a circle out of some rocks to show where to place the wood. After a couple of tries, we finally made the cliché wood pyramid and placed some twigs within it, lighting them as the sun set. Another tradition my siblings just had to do was roast marshmallows and eat s'mores, which honestly wasn't that bad. My mom and dad were drinking a couple of Bud Lights while my siblings and I drank plenty of soda. We all talked away the hours of the night, telling stories and making terrible jokes. It wasn't until around 10:30 that we noticed something was missing. Then it hit me. The dogs were gone. At that realization, our fun immediately ended, and we all started to roam around the dark yelling, "Frida? Gigi!" But to no avail. We continued our search for at least another hour, venturing farther away from the light and deeper into the darkness with every passing minute. After a while, I just gave up on calling for the girls and decided to walk back, hoping they might have returned. Nothing was there. However, something did catch my attention. A ripple in the water. At first I figured it was just a fish, but it happened again when I looked. I thought I saw Frida's head poking out of the water as if swimming. I yelled to the Frida figure, and sure enough, it turned and began to swim to me. That's when she was pulled down under the lake's surface. Without a second thought, I took off my shoes and ran full speed into the black water. God damn, did I make a bad choice. The water was freezing cold, but the worry about my dog kept me going. I dived in hoping to see my dog nearby, but everything was a blur. Nothing farther than an arm's length was visible in the cold, dark water. I came back up to take in some air and saw that my dog was frantically swimming towards me. I opened my arms trying to swim close to her when, suddenly, I felt a tentacle of some kind wrap around my left leg. With the strength of 10 men, it dragged my body lower and lower into the dark water. I tried my best to hold my breath, but fear overcame me and I tried to call for help. Nothing but bubbles and a barely audible scream came out of my mouth as I was dragged still lower into the lake. I was about to pass out when suddenly I was pushed up. With more force than humanly possible, I was pushed out of the lake and sent flying. I looked down as I fell, the ground coming closer and closer. I closed my eyes on impact. I landed on my hands and knees, breaking both. I let out a scream of agony, tears of pain running down my face, hoping someone would hear me. Soon enough, one of the dogs came running towards me, followed by my family. It was Gigi. She licked my nose in a comforting way when I passed out. I woke up in a hospital bed, casts wrapped around my hands and legs. I felt a sharp pain on my left leg where I recalled the thing pulling me down. I tried to shift to look at it, but by moving I nearly fell out of the bed. About an hour or two later, my dad walked into the room. "Hey, kiddo. Glad to see you're awake." My dad kissed my forehead.
Hey, what happened?
I asked, looking at my dad. Well, we were out looking for the girls when your mother and I heard a noise nearby. We both sprinted in that direction. Bam! Gigi popped out and jumped on your mom and I. We both looked her over and she seemed to be okay. Suddenly, Frida came running towards us, soaked from nose to tail. Your mother and I were curious as to what happened when Frida started running back towards the lake. Your mother chased after her immediately, and I called out for your brother and sisters to come because we found the girls. I'm not entirely sure what happened to your mother until... There was a long pause. My father opened his mouth again, hesitating to speak, and finally said, Once we reached the lake, all I could see was your mother with machete in her hand, running along the edge of the lake. A large tentacle or something popped out of the lake trying to grab your mother, but she planted the knife right through it, causing the creature to sort of twitch. As it did, we saw you flying out about 100 feet above the water, landing on the shore. I nodded, remembering what happened to me before I passed out. I hesitantly asked my father what happened to my mom. He looked me in the eyes with tears welling up. She's no longer with us. I gasped, trying to hold in my own tears.
What?
My dad hugged me tightly, trying to comfort me. Hey. It's okay. It'll be okay. I continued to cry. Whatever that thing was, it killed my mother. It's been 6 years since that night. I'm writing you now to say to those who read this, thank you. The past 6 years I've been preparing myself for what I'm about to do. Those of you who know me, wish you all the best in life, and I pray that none of you make the same mistakes as I. Wish me luck, because I'm going to make sure I can carve my name to that abomination. Bye.